There we go. I was saying, hey, before we went live, got my friends here, Aimee and Hilary, and we are here to talk about creative prospecting. And both of these ladies do amazing things. So I just can't wait to learn all the best from the best. So, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I'm glad you're here. And Aimee, this is your first time. So, thank you.
I am so glad I finally made it. This has been so fun to watch and to see how much you've grown, Jennifer, has been really, really exciting. And to see all my friends get up here and talk about what's working in their markets has been really entertaining too.
Yeah, I love sharing, right? Sharing is caring. As you tell my kids.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous. So I know Aimee does a big yard sale, and I was reading and looking at all the fabulous things that you did with that yard sale. Holy cow, that seemed to be really amazing.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a sexy topic by any means, but I just feel like
It's
it's
profitable. Mhm.
it's great, it's wholesome, it's perfect for all ages. It really brings the community together. And I think people are just craving that personal belly to belly, face to face
Agreed.
contact, especially after COVID. And here in Knoxville, we thrive off thrifting, estate sales,
Uh-oh.
auctions, yard sales, flea markets, garage. So it's a great place to have it.
Yeah. So then what was the step one? How did you get, like, how did you start? What was the first thing you did to kind of organize it?
That is a great question. I was actually working with another agent, and my buyer purchased her daughter's house. And at the same time, I had a listing in this great subdivision, beautiful homes. And the whole conversation of her coming up, I was like, oh my gosh, I know that agent. And they're like, we're just waiting for the annual yard sale. It hasn't happened in a few years. And when I called her, it was just that prime time where I didn't even realize how big it was. Every single weekend before COVID, she had a yard sale in different parts of Oak Ridge.
Oh,
And
wow.
we're a small city that's like kind of older. And I don't know how she did it because I'm like still recovering from the first one.
Well, I know. Well, you had, I mean, you did a lot. I mean, you had hundreds of people, right?
Yeah.
She smashed it out of the park, honestly. The whole thing was an absolute home run, and I'm like, I'm duplicating.
Yeah. Right. So
Oh,
one thing I would encourage, one thing I do with my parties, especially after I do it 2 or 3 years, I write down everything like step by step what I did to get ready for it. And then as soon as it's done, I write down the things that worked and didn't work. So then the following year, kind of tweak it. And then it becomes so systematic, it's really easy.
Yeah.
honestly, that's a great way to put it. I think as realtors, we get so busy and it's very hard for us to hone in and do like our SOPs or a checklist and like when to get the ball rolling because an event like this, it takes, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks minimum for
Yeah.
correct marketing and the word of mouth. And I know it's June. I think you could still have a yard sale in the fall, end of summer. It's a great way to farm. Do you guys farm in your neighborhoods?
I I did, but I should do more, honestly. What about you,
I,
Hillary?
I'm pivoting on the neighborhoods because before I did a lot for this one neighborhood, and I think, and these two others, but I think I'm going to start to pivot to really hone in on the ones that not only am I really in on my day to day, but also I'm marketing in. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to figure out like, if you don't have too much going on there for a while, you might want to move on to another. And that's what I'm trying to do is I actually did a lot of marketing in one neighborhood for a good amount of time and it just didn't produce as much as quick. So now I'm like, well, I might go more in my own neighborhood where I live there. People see me.
So I had 5 neighborhoods that I was farming, and I did it for a year, and one neighborhood kinda I did well in, but the other ones I didn't. I was super surprised I didn't, but also everything I was reading, it takes more like 18 months and 12 months. It just gets expensive, but I might pivot, like you said, and reassess and go
Yeah.
back after it.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it's important to do more than just mailings. I mean, I think like Amy's yard sale. I think that's phenomenal. Or door knocking, or calling, or whatever. I think you have to do more than just that monthly mailer to actually get people to know who you are.
And that actually
Great point.
pivot
Oops.
or Are we all off?
Yeah, so you were
Um,
stuck, Aimee. I didn't hear you for it. No, I mean, Hilary, I didn't
you're
hear
all
you.
stuck.
Yeah. So what were you saying? You were pivoting.
I think it pivots to the value that we all create, right? Like door knocking is one thing, that the activity is fine, but how do you go about not only that activity, but how do you jump off of that activity and provide value, create content, kind of double up on what you're doing, right? It's not just knocking on a door, having one single conversation.
Following up on it, right?
It's following up, but also creating a real personal relationship. And that's
Yeah,
like, it's not just a quick phone call to a for sale by owner. It's building the relationship
that's
and
right.
kind of pushing that forward.
Well, and with the door knocking, I used to have, I might still have, I'm have to see, but door hangers that said, I'm your neighborhood realtor. These are the services I could provide for you for free, like a market update, an analysis, a concierge list. I had like 10 different things. And it was a way just to give back and offer my services. And people saw the value in it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about doing one with open houses too, because I have my new agents like knock on the doors to invite people to open houses. But I was thinking about doing that door hanger as well that just says, "Hey, we're hosting an open house. Would love to see you there."
I mean, honestly, I had someone come up to me over this weekend. I did 3 open houses. Technically, I did 4 on my docket, but I had someone help me because I can only be in so many places at the same time.
Really, you haven't figured out a way to clone yourself, Hilary?
I would like to. I don't know if the world wants a mini Hilary.
I do.
But on that note, I did hire an assistant, but she's not there yet. But still, it's, I had someone literally take a photo of the sign and, he's wanting to see it again. And I think that's how can you hone in on this a little bit more? So.
Yeah, that's right. So then, Aimee, how many people did come to your yard sale?
Okay, so I did
Sorry.
it all kind of by myself, and that I'm very, very proud of. I didn't realize the how large it would be. Luckily, I did have an assistant, and last minute I asked an insurance partner and a lender to come help me. But they did
Yes.
very, very trivial things, but it really made such a big difference. Um, I did it without being a part of the HOA or a part of their Facebook group. Ultimately, that's the goal, is to really be so embedded that you can be that neighborhood expert and that they know your face. And I kept saying, I'm going to blow this out of the water. I'm going to blow it out of the water over and over again. Um, I had premeditated this from like months ago, and I was like, when spring comes around, they are going to know my face, and it's going to be a little bit annoying, but that's the goal. Like exposure and like red, white, and blue Remax vomited all over their neighborhood. Um,
It was a good time of year, right? Because it was right before Memorial Day. So it was Remax, but it was also kind of tied in. Is that correct?
yes, and the next one is July 13th, and it'll be right after like 4th of July. So it's
Yeah, so
perfect.
perfect.
I didn't think that it would go from one neighborhood to another neighborhood, and now I already have a third one signed up in
Wow.
August. So
Oh,
it's
girl.
really, yes. And
He's
I really
killing
want
it.
it to be like, Bonnaroo or Coachella, like the festival of yard sales. And hey, you know what? I'm going to put it on the universe, and if it picks up, then awesome. My brother-in-law, he came through surprisingly. I saw him at a house, and my sister rolled up, my niece rolled up. He's like, "This is bigger than I expected. Like, I just want to really tell you, like, this is amazing. I think you have about 1,000 people here.
Oh,
It was
holy.
congested. It was so hard to maneuver around streets. I had people, so I printed 100 maps in my head. I should have said, I should have like printed 200, 250, but I didn't want a stack of paper that I would have to end up recycling or throw out. And 100 maps were all gone by 8:30. My insurance guy was like,
Wow.
"Do you have more maps? Where can we run? Do you want me to go to Staples?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, I've never been in this situation.
So was it a
And
neighborhood? How'd you do a map? Tell me what it looks like. Like a,
oh, yes, great question. I have a flyer, and I kind of have a logo, has my information. On the back, I took kind of a Google map
okay.
from MapQuest. I
Hmm.
put in all the homes, and it was a rainy day the night before, and we had thunderstorm watching, severe weather. They were like, "Are you going to cancel it?" I'm like, "No, like I have a
I
Facebook
got
event
you.
page. I printed, flyers, and I hand delivered them to businesses. And I
Wow.
was like, how do I change this? And so I was like, grab your umbrellas, like bring your
Yeah.
friends, come bring your pickup trucks. We're going to support our community. Um, and I would say the yard sale, like we weren't prepared. We came at 8 a.m. and people were there at 7,
Oh, I'm
7:30.
sure. Yeah.
Yes, they start early and it was kind of done by 11. And I was like, this yard sale's going till 1 p.m. So note to self, we're doing 8 a.m. to 12. From
Yeah.
11 a.m. to 12, everything is half off.
Oh, wow.
Because I think it all starts between 7:30, 10:30. That's going to be your strong. And if you think about it, you're like, cool, in, out, shake hands, kiss
So,
babies, and you're good to go.
so you did a map, and then how did you market it? Like, how did you, and I heard you say, you delivered your flyers to businesses, to business owners. Other than that, how else I mean, you got 1,000 people. That's amazing.
Oh, I want to say it was 1,000. The Facebook
Hell, if it
event
was
page.
400, if it was 200, it's
It
amazing.
it looked like we were going to a college football game and we couldn't like park. I had someone that was going to come as a food truck and she was like, hey, I'm going to make the executive decision and not come in because I can't safely bring my trailer in and out of this place. And I was
Wow.
like, I guess that's okay because my State Farm guy pitched a huge tent, had 2 workers with him, gave out free snacks, free water,
Mhm.
and the line coming in was so far. We're right by the water. One girl was like, snacks and water. Like, this is the bougiest yard sale I've ever been to.
Like, do you know who I am? My name is Aimee.
This
Of course
reminds
it
me
is.
so much. I don't know if you've heard of Martha Stewart's annual like tag sale. This is like the
Oh,
oh yeah, look it up. Martha Stewart has like an annual tag sale and it is the bee's knees of 2 days long or something like that. But this just reminds me everyone's lined out the door and every item people get is a treasure. Obviously, it's Martha Stewart, but people start to make an event out of it. And you've just created that.
Yeah, absolutely. So then I'm still interested in how you market it. Do you just do internet, like just the Facebook,
um,
Instagram?
well, us as realtors, we have a lot of listing presentations. We have a
Literally, I'm asking all these
videographer.
questions because I want to do it. So,
No, I'm like, I have my SOPs, I have my checklist in front of me, but these are great questions because I was like, why don't I get the videographer to come do a commercial? So he took his drone up, recorded a video. We took about 30 minutes to an hour. I said, hey guys, yard sale's coming to town. This is the date. Here's what you're going to want to do. Come early, wear your comfy shoes, bring your pickup trucks. We're going to have a food vendor here and mark your calendars because the early bird gets the worm and some like one man's trash is another man's treasure. So that was
yeah,
my little motto.
yeah, I love it.
Now my executive assistant is with me like, have you done this? Have you done that? And so she's really keeping me on board, but also in my head, I'm like, we're 4 weeks away, we're 3 weeks away, we're 2 weeks away. So the event page helped. I boosted the event page probably 2 weeks before the event. I had the commercial and I had a lot of questions and I'm tagging everyone. We had about 2,600 people hit the interest button or wanted to attend button. And so I think 1,000 is probably very doable. I had other realtors come and support, and I thought that was great because, when realtors come support another realtor, that's a huge testament to you and to your work. And a lot of them were just like, I can't believe how big you made this, and this is so great for our community. So more positivity on top of more positivity. It's great.
That's
Um,
awesome.
those yard sales though, the signs all had my face on it.
As they should. So just say like yard sale with your picture.
Yes, and a big phone number.
It was
Nope.
like
Good.
that I think was great marketing, honestly, because you didn't have, from what I remember, you didn't have any Remax stuff on those yard sales. You just had your face. So it's almost like the brand recognition of the McDonald's arch. You just became the brand. And then people later on are like, oh, wait, I know Aimee. And then the next thing you know, they know your face. And now they know you're with Remax. So it just trickles. And I saw that. I was like, that's genius. She didn't push anything about Remax or that she's an agent
Or real estate.
down
Yeah.
anyone's throat. Yeah. It's just, I'm the expert in this neighborhood.
Now, did you have to get HOA approval?
So I worked with a beautification committee. I wish they had an HOA. I wish people paid monthly. because there are some incentives. Like I saw and heard some really great ideas. So Christmas time comes around, I really want to do something for the neighborhood, whether it's like the best decorated home, and then maybe the prize is HOA provided or free for the next year. Like that's
Oh,
great, you know?
yeah.
Two touches, and that would be the yard sale, and then 6 months later, Christmas thing. So I think that would be ideal, and then all the follow-ups in between. But the beautification
Does the
committee,
neighborhood have like a what I don't know what winters are like in Tennessee, or is it cold? Does it get cold?
it's
What's December typically like?
It's cold.
it's it's very cold in Rhode Island.
Do I
We
know
have 4
really?
seasons. I mean, you're on the coast, so I'm sure it's different for you. It's very barren and brown,
Okay.
and you don't
Because I
think
was
all
thinking
the
if the neighborhood had like a playground or something, you could do like a pictures with Santa or something
Yeah.
along those lines. But I like the idea of, or you could do pictures of people in front of their houses. Like if you had a photographer.
Yeah. Can
I
you
mean,
give
that's a
like
great
what about a
idea.
local restaurant or something giving back for that's the prize, like $100 gift card or something, you know?
and all the houses that participate get a family picture in front of it. And then you give it to them. They could use this for Christmas cards or whatever. But that
I
might be
love that
like,
idea.
Local
that might be
photographer.
something, right?
And then
That's
figure
a
out
great
who's the
idea.
printer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the other thing is I like pictures. I like to give them something like tangible because people, and not necessarily branded, but people like a picture of them in front of their house. And if they take time to decorate it, then they're going to put that on their refrigerator. And I don't care if you have your name on it or not, every single time they see it, they're going to be like, I know that girl. Aimee gave this to me. Aimee took the time, and they're not going to throw it away.
Yeah.
You should put your
No.
information on the back of it, but it might be an inexpensive way to.
That's a great idea, Jen.
Yeah.
It's a really, really great idea. I'm like literally writing down my notes too. I
So
had
then
one
have you
girl.
gotten any business from it? It might be too soon to have gotten business from it, but did you get any business from it?
Well, so we were handing out donuts to participating homeowners. I
Mm.
had fanny packs that were printed with like my Knoxville on top of it for them to hold their
You're very cool.
cash.
To give them to
Neon
put their money
colored.
in? Like to put their money in? Is that what that was for?
Yeah, because some people had like a basket or they're putting it in their
Yeah.
jean pocket, and some of them were like sporting
Mhm.
it, and some people turned it down because they had their own fanny pack. And I was like, oh, why don't I give it out to attendees? And
Mm.
those
That's
patrons were
smart.
wearing it, and I was like, oh, I think I need to make more fanny packs.
Really
So
good idea. That's a really good idea.
yes, and when I passed out the donuts, it took from 8 a.m. to about 11 a.m. before I was done passing out about 24 homes and all the donuts and maneuvering and walking. It was a hot day, but they were like, I want to show you my backyard. I want to show you my man
Yeah.
cave. Come see this pool. This
Wow.
6,000 square foot home is way too big for us. Like, our kids have moved on. So now I have to go in my follow up, and I'm actually putting together. Um, Chapin is my assistant, and she's like, we're going to call it Amy's List, like white pages. And it's going to have all my trusted vendors or people that I've worked with. And I get to go door to door and be like, well, now they inducted me into their HOA page, and I just had a closing with them.
Oh, yay!
Yes. So I could be
Honorary.
like, I've proven myself, and I could be like, hey, just closed on this. We just had this awesome yard sale. By the way, here's another yard sale coming. And if you want my list of partners, trusted vendors, let me know. I'm coming to
So,
your door.
Love
yeah.
it.
So, Aimee, I've got a list, and I would love to share it with you. That is, it's not local. It's like Pottery Barn and
Ooh.
Wayfair and all these. It's like 5 or 6 of them. We're trying to get it up to 10. These big crate and barrel that will give like 20% off. Some of them more. It's
Do you have
not.
like a coupon code for you or something?
No, so I had to sign in. It takes about a month to get it organized because you have to sign in as a trade vendor, and then
Okay.
you have to show your real estate license. You have to show that you are. And I said that I was real estate agent / stager, and that I had to prove to them that I wasn't trying to buy their stuff, market it down, and resell it. But I was able to do that. It's not like when I say a month, it's just like you takes 5 seconds to sign up. Then you have to wait 3 or 4 days for them to respond. They'll ask you for something else. You have to give it to them. It takes 3 or 4 days again. But But anyway, my clients have really liked it. And that would be something good, Aimee, you can add to your vendors. And I mean, that's something they would keep. I put a QR code on mine that takes you to the website and then my username and password. And some of them, you even have your own special, like a person. So,
Like probably like Bullock 10 or something like so that they get 10% off or 20%, like an
yeah, no,
affiliate
you
code.
get like a person within like Wave. I don't remember which one of them.
Oh,
Somebody gives you your own like person. You call them if you're buying more than one, and you get a bundle deal.
Hey, I
oh,
feel
I
like I need that
love.
for Home Depot.
Oh, me too, girl. I know. That's what I said. I was like, we should try to get Home Depot
Not
ones too.
Pottery Barn, just Home Depot.
Yeah,
Fix my house.
yeah, right. Agreed. And I'm going to try to get. And Aimee, assuming yours are like low. Like we have vendors like painters and electricians and all that. These are just more for furniture.
That's
But I'm
Well,
going
awesome.
to try
I
to
told
do.
her, like, also these people, they're on the higher end. So I added like Medi Spa and lashes, hair, like, Botox. One girl was like, "Do you know a cosmetic surgeon?" I was like, "Yeah, like, let's add them all to the list because we want homes and realtors always provide things that have to do with their homes that are home related. But let's
Mhm.
reach into lifestyle with dogs and, you know, I think it speaks to a different part of their lives and their
Well,
lifestyle.
because right, because I feel like I always say I'm a matchmaker. I'm going to
Mm.
find you a home, but I'm so much more than that. You're right. Most people move here. It's a designation station. I am on the coast. So people move here as a second home or as a retirement home, and they
Yes.
always want to know what's a dentist, who's the
I
hairstylist,
just
do you
handed
have
out
a
a
dog
packet of
walker?
doctors the other day. I was like, here's your list of doctors. I
See,
mean,
we're matchmakers,
yeah.
far more than just real estate, far deeper than that. Yeah, I'm looking to put people, I'm looking to get, because we get so many people moving out of town, like our local, like our aquarium and the zoo and all that, to maybe where we could get some discounted something for those people as well. So that's
That's
my
great.
next step.
That's very cool.
Yes. And so, okay. So then, Aimee, you've got two more neighborhoods that you're adding to it. You're going to be crazy, girl. I'm going to start calling you like, the yard sale queen.
Yeah, honestly, I sat down with her and I created everything from scratch. One of the mailers that went out has all of the closings from the past year, homes, price point, what's pending, what's active. I want it to be like where they want to put it on their fridge and keep it. The longer they have it on their desk or somewhere, like your big box trade vendor bundle, like the
Yeah.
better. We're always looking for longer shelf life. The second one, we're actually getting the city of Oak Ridge to try and participate with us and get police
Wow.
officers and really, legitimize the event. Um, and people started contacting me to sponsor it. So we have Wayne's, which is like Wayne's Pest Control, but they have an ice cream truck and they're going to provide free ice cream. So I don't even need to think about a vendor. Um, and State Farm is still coming. I'm going to have a banner like big with my face on it again. I have
You
to do
got
an
a beautiful face.
inventory
So
of
show
Like
it
every
you
off,
time.
girl.
should. Like you should.
I had
Where's the
one
banner
girl,
being? Where are you putting the banner?
it's going to be in a tent, like when they enter.
Oh, okay. Like right above the temporary tent. Yeah.
Yes, and then trying to utilize my estate sale girl. She's amazing. She's going to put something in the fanny pack that's going to have a Sharpie, price tags, sold tags. She does these. And so when the homeowner gets it, they're like, oh, these are things I could use. I could also use it for my cash. And they also have her contact info.
Mm.
Um, and it's really, really neat because the flyers now have logos of my sponsors. And I'm very excited. I'm like, could we have a musician? Could this become like a
Yeah.
festival? I don't know.
Well, I would love your checklist and examples of all your mailings and your flyer and your map, and I would love all of those if you don't mind
Easy,
sharing.
because I had so many agents like ask me, I was like, "Oh, girl, copy it, take it. Here it is on a silver platter." So
Yeah.
if you guys are interested, please
Me
like send me
too.
your
Me
name,
too.
reach out.
And anybody
Uh,
that's watching, if you're
My name
interested,
is.
just tag Aimee, comment on it, put your email
Yeah.
address, make sure you tag Aimee so we know what it is you want, but tag her, put your email address, and she'll send it to you. Is that right, Aimee? Hopefully
yes,
I
my
didn't say that out of
my
turn.
assistant is putting it all together with a nice big red bow, and we're sending it out there. And it's so fun if we could come together and we're like all doing it at the same time. Like, how cool!
That's awesome. So, Hilary, we were talking about creative prospecting, and I got
Yeah,
tied into Aimee, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hilary. I think I ignored you. Talk to
you're
me
good.
about creative prospecting. What is it you're doing, Mama?
So I've used to do pop buys. I used to be able to do that, but I think what I'm trying to do more of is not just towards the end of a transaction, here's your closing gift, buy. I'm trying to really hone in on the relationship, be able to listen to them, create like I don't have it with me, but I was like, where's my quick checklist for when you do meet with a client, what they like, what their favorite colors are, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I like to give them small but more quality gifts during the transaction to kind of boost everything up.
Yeah.
I recently gave a client Baked by Melissa cupcakes. They're 2-bite cupcakes. They're like teeny tiny,
You
but
sent
they're
those
like
to
different.
me. I think I got those
What?
whenever I had
What?
surgery. I think you sent me those.
And you know what? They're from New York. I'm originally from New York and I'm in Rhode Island now, but like just it's something a little special and it's fun and it's not overwhelming. Quality versus the quantity is what I'm sort of looking for,
Yeah.
not to have, the pop buys as much. But I think it really comes down to the relationship building. I gave a past client like a painting about 6 months after the closing,
Well,
and it
see, I
turned
like
into
doing
a
them after.
yeah. And it turned into the referral, which is closing tomorrow.
No. Have you?
So it's just getting the relationship building of quality items, I think is
Yeah.
really where I'm honing in on those unique aspects of prospecting is
I,
not just, little things here and there. It's just the quality that someone's going to say, wow, you took the time to realize what I liked, or you spend a little bit more. And it's not just the typical closing day. Here's what you get and that's it and buy.
last year I did flowers. I did flowers on their anniversary of buying the home, and it just was like a house anniversary. But man, and
Yeah.
it cost me. I did it throughout the year, so it probably cost me $3,500 to do it. But I got like 7 referrals from it, which well paid over. I mean, it was definitely lucrative to do it. So I think that's super. I think that's super important. And have you ever looked into Client Giant?
No.
I never got
I have.
organized enough to do it, but you can choose the tier, like how much money you want to spend, but it's 4 gifts a year, specialized to them. And you can determine how much money that's going to if how much money you want to spend per client, but it's relatively affordable. I think it's very affordable. I haven't done it yet. I'm not organized enough.
I think Client
I'm
Giant is
getting
like
there.
$99 for 1 year for like a quarterly gift. So I think it comes out to about $25 per gift, postage and all. Is that right? And there's like a minimum, like maybe 20 clients or something.
And you could do, I think, but aren't there tiers? Because it's been a while since I looked into it, but you can also, like, if you want more expensive gifts, you could choose a higher tier, more than $100 a year. It might be 150, but anyway, I think it's affordable. So you've done it, Aimee?
They were talking to me about doing it during the transaction as well as post
Yeah,
transaction, which I thought was really nice. And I kind of took what they were doing because they sent examples. And what I'd like to do is do a letter from the heart 1
mhm,
month. The next month is actually a gift. So I hit that quarterly.
yeah,
And the next month is kind of a evidence of success or a testimonial. But Chapin and I decided, like, the Instagram shows a lot of evidence. I think letters from the heart really do well because I always talk about my daughter.
yeah.
But for an example, a gift every quarter, one of them for spring was a scrub daddy, which I'm a little behind on. But the scrub daddy is light. It's very easy to send in postage. It costs about $3 or $4. You put a little coupon to one of your preferred vendors, like, hey, here's a scrub mommy. If you need a little more cleaning, like, here's a deep cleaning
Uh,
person. And if you want to clear your house, I can be that realtor for you.
yeah.
And
I
they're
got a
kind
mover too.
of they're kind of funny. But I felt like we could save off the $99 and off the $25 a quarter
Yeah.
if we put a little time and effort. And I know it's supposed to save you time and effort, but we've been having fun doing it.
You have to quantitative or qualitative, whatever. You have to figure out what your time is worth. Because I did the same thing. I was just looking to a different company, and I was like, oh, I could do it. But the reality is I'm friggin' busy. and I'm too busy to sit down and do it. I mean, I do some things like, we have our 12-month plan of how to stay in touch with clients. And one of the things similar, Aimee, I think, is that we send like batteries every year whenever it's time to change to the clock that says, hey, it's time to change the clock and let's go ahead and change your fire, the battery on your fire alarm as well. And what I found, the postage was more expensive than the batteries, but I did get, and I kind of thought it was possibly goofy, but people liked it. I mean, people were like, I think just staying in touch. I think, and we do quarterly parties. We're having one in 2 weeks. That's beer and pizza, and that'll be fun.
Do you have different themes, or is it just based off of like, what you're feeling for then? Is it different themes? Is it same theme every time? Yeah.
For my parties. No, it's different. So we do Easter. We'll do an Easter egg hunt at the park. That is really big. We give big Easter eggs for the adults, which usually have gift cards in them, and then little Easter eggs for the kids, and the gold ones we give out prizes for. We do a oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Easter egg hunt. Oh, in October, this is super duper fun. We have a huge turnout. All the proceeds go to a local animal shelter, but we do a dog costume party. Yeah, and we get all of our vendors to donate a basket worth $500, and we'll do raffle tickets and all of that money. So at the end of it, everybody stays, and I literally count out the money in front of everybody, and then I write a check to match whatever money we've raised, and I give it to because the animal shelter will come to the venue with us. And then I did on that one, I also did I did awards for the laziest costume, the twinning costume, that it was like 15 different ones, but people absolutely, and it's the one event where everybody mingles. And I think it's because the animals and they're dressed up. So it gives you something.
It's an easy icebreaker. It's such an easy icebreaker because it's not about the people. It's about, oh, your dog is cute. And I mean,
right? But it's fun when I'll see pictures on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll call my client like, hey, I see you're out with so-and-so. I didn't know y'all knew each other. Oh, Jennifer, we met at your party. And that is, it's fun.
That is not, I really like that idea.
That is really fun. And it's super inexpensive because everybody donates everything. And I literally we're just raffling off what people have donated. And then we do Thanksgiving pie day where everybody comes the Monday before Thanksgiving. And that's always fun. People love that one.
That's awesome. You are a matchmaker. That's what we do. So you're like, you too. It's like, yeah, you did that. Even if it's not a house, it's matchmaking the two people together. And
also,
Nimesh is right.
The other thing I did, and I haven't done it lately, but I used to do it on Wednesdays. There, right next to my office, there's a little vintage house that they've made into Wendy's House of Wines. And it's teeny, but it's super cute.
I have a wine writer.
See, it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. And we'll go over there. And last time I usually invite like 5 or 6 people that I match either by their age, by their location, by a hobby, by the age of their kids, by whatever. I find something that I think they have in common. And the last time I did it was like October. But the funny thing is the 5 people that I got together, 4 of them had a Friendsgiving together. And sent me pictures. To be clear, I didn't get invited. But I was like, dang, like that's awesome. Like I just thought that was super awesome.
Where's my invite?
Yeah, it's okay.
I did that similarly. I actually had about 3 clients move from California, and they were all young moms, just moved to the area, very similar area, very similar people. They kind of all did something kind of similar, but also very similar personalities. And I was like, all 4 of us should get together. And I swear to God, I mean, they're probably doing something without me, but that's what we do.
Okay. Yeah.
A bunch of 3 of us 3 out of 4 got together actually for Memorial Day. So I was very excited, and that's what it's about. I was like, you guys are all good people. I think you'll all get along. And I think this is wonderful.
Yes. Okay, let's recognize hey to everybody that's saying hey. Let's see if we've got somebody. Jackson's
I
having
forgot the pink memo today.
Yeah, did you see? I saw that. That was Nimesh said that. Let's see here. Oh, it's Monday. How do Rich? New
Hi,
York
Jen.
Rich.
Hi,
I
John.
love him. He has dinner with us every Monday. He's awesome. You've got look, you've got a lot of people, Aimee, that they're putting their address down that they want your information, everything that you do. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. She wants she wants all your information. Okay, hold on. Oh,
Love
look,
it.
you've got a lot of people.
I love it. I love my realtors. I love collaboration. I don't know, we're all on the same team. And sometimes it gets a little hairy and sticky. And even if you're in the same market, like just leaning on each other, everyone brings something different to the table. It's abundant, there's work for everyone. I love, these events and parties are so hard. And I just have not been a realtor that long. And I'm like, how do you get people to come? And luckily I have a lot of people show up to my
Yeah.
happy hours and things, but I tried doing the pumpkin patch and it was so massive. I was like, I need to run to talk to this person and talk to that person, and they're on the other end. And so having something like the dog costume party, like you're right, it does bring people together and it's a good conversation starter icebreaker because I
It
just
is, but
know.
but it is hard when you have these events to be able to spend quality time with everybody because you are like, I'm trying to make sure everybody's happy and good and they have this and everything's going
Sounds so
on
familiar.
and talk to people. But I literally will have my team like rotate out. I'm like, listen, if you see me talking to anybody longer than a minute, and I hate to be like that, but like you need to break it up. Like, come and get me.
It's like a
Because
wedding.
I need to be rotating through. I need to be rotating through. And it's hard. It is hard, but you do want to give these. So I always get a photographer in there. Another thing that I do, and I kind of thought it was somewhat tacky, but I changed it up from being tacky, is that I get them to fill out all the information and it says on there, do you have a referral? Somebody that's going to buy or sell in the next 90 days. And
Do you
they
do that
put it,
before?
they'll do it during the event. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
to win like a $200 gift card to somewhere. Right. So everybody wants to, and so at the end, I draw somebody's name. But what it does, and this is the funny part, is I would say 100% of the people say nobody to refer. However, about 4 or 5 days later, I get tons of calls because it's psychologically, it kind of gets into their brain like, who do I know? And then they start
That's
thinking
smart.
about it, whereas they didn't before. Yeah, before I just asked for it and didn't give them something in return. And I kind of felt like that was tacky. But now that I started doing the like gift cards or whatever, a drawing to win XYZ, it makes it, they want to do it. And then
I love that. I love everything about that because it's like instead of the random call or something like that, and in a way, when you ask anyone on the drop of a dime something like that, they're not going to think about it, and then they're going to go back, and you're going to be on their mind for the next 4 days. If
yes,
not, they give you a referral, and in 2 months they might still think about it.
that's exactly right.
Well, I
That's,
also feel
Yeah.
like if you're not a good asker for a referral, having it on a sheet of paper and having it as an activity is a little easier than
yeah.
to be like, hey, I loved
You know,
working with you. You loved working with me. Who do you have?
I used to get
Hey,
my when I first got in real estate, I had a hard time asking. I could ask
yeah,
strangers all day long for business. I could go to a phone book. I could make calls. I could door knock. I could do that all day long. But man, to ask a friend,
it's
to ask
hard.
a friend, I had because I think that stings a little bit more. Somebody that you don't know that doesn't need you, who cares? But your friend.
Yeah.
That's a little bit closer to home. But
Yeah.
it was interesting because what I found is when I'd get my feelings hurt because they didn't use me, they literally said, I didn't know I should use you. And I'm like to me, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know? But to them, the general public doesn't know that we're 100% commission. We're 100% word of mouth. We are, I mean, this is a hard job. It's not that we just sit back and make millions of dollars.
It's
We
easy.
we do yard sales, we door knock, we do open houses, we do
It's
everything.
easy. Just kidding.
Yeah. But and so once I got comfortable asking, well, once I guess it was probably not even comfortable, it was more of a confidence thing, right? Once I realized how really good I am and that I had something special to offer, then it became easier to ask. And now times have changed 17 years later because I quickly like become an enemy of somebody if they don't have to use me, but they need to at least interview me. And that's what I say. You don't have to use me. I understand that. There are a lot of agents, but give me the respect to interview me because I am really good. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. I get it. We'll still be friends, but don't use Susie Q without even telling me. I don't want to see it in friggin' the MLS that you've listed
Yeah.
without giving me consideration.
There was an agent here locally who told me a little while ago, and they were like, yeah, one of my good friends I go for walks with daily used someone down the street, and then yet they're still calling them asking for their advice. And it's so hard because you're like, you're still asking for my advice, but I don't represent you. So I can't step on those lines. But at the same time, why didn't you use me in the first place? So people, it's a weird thing, but we do have to get better at asking and saying, if anything, give us the first right of refusal. Give us an opportunity to earn your business professionally and not just personally be your friend.
That's right. No, I think that is key. I mean, I think, call me, interview me. If it doesn't work out, I totally understand, but
then it is what it is, right? Like, at least give me a chance. Don't just cut me both at the knees and say, oh, it's not going to work.
Yeah. And the other thing that stings too is when they said, oh, I'm in 300,000. I thought that was not your price point. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm in the service industry. I'm here to help you. I don't care what, I mean, you could be looking at $1,000 lot. I want to be your point of reference. I want to be the person you call. I don't care what the price point is. Right?
Yeah, that's good. And I think one of the recent ones I got back in December was like, oh, I thought you were just too busy. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it stings. I'm like, bitch, did you call me to ask? And I want to give a quick shout out to Renee Stringer because I would not know you two beautiful human beings if it wasn't for Renee getting us together at Orange Beach in October. That was an amazing, I had to leave early, but that was an amazing experience. And I loved getting to know you. Now I feel like you're my peeps now.
Likewise.
Yes. And Namesh, love you to death. But Hilary and I are always in pink. So Aimee wore pink thinking Hilary would be in pink. Then she changed it up and didn't wear the damn pink.
I had a very important meeting today. I wanted to be professional Hilary. This was my professional outfit on today. But yes. Clearly, I missed my own memo. So
you get some pink earrings. So when I wear like black or navy,
I was gonna wear the Remax earrings today, but then I was like, oh God, I gotta strip it down even more.
See, it's funny because when clients start giving me things that are pink, I feel like when I wear something not pink, every single person's like, oh my God, you're not wearing pink. Are you okay?
Agreed.
So then I bought some pink earrings. So I'll throw on some pink earrings or something.
Yeah.
It kind of is obnoxious at this point. Like sometimes I'm like, really?
Yeah.
But it's a brand that I created, so I've got to stick with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you, ladies. So in retrospect, Aimee, you feel like you're not open houses. You feel like your yard sales extremely successful, obviously, and beneficial.
Going back to this next yard sale, because it's going to be so hot, I actually asked my sponsors to donate chapstick, sunscreen, anything that has to do with summer. I have fans that are popsicle paper fans, and they're going to have mega yard sale on front. And on the back, it's going to say, here's $2,000 of closing costs credit when you buy and sell by December 2024.
I love it.
Awesome.
Like using the fans, hopefully it's more of my face everywhere, just layered.
Yes,
One owner was like,
that. I love that. Have you? Well, I guess the little
this girl is
battery
like
operated fan.
Well, I thought about that too, but I'm like, how is that going to be branded, and how can I be cost effective, but also lots of exposure. One homeowner was like, oh, this girl is like extra, but like extra in an amazing way, in a great way, in a way that if I wanted to sell my home. I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm your girl. I just like Amy, face, face, face everywhere. Like Hillary said, you just have to brand yourself.
Yeah.
So,
I used to have a hard time doing that too. I do still sometimes with the face everywhere because sometimes I'm like, I just recently got signs, for sale signs with my face on them, and I'm like, but it is great recognition. People stop me all over, and that also, it's like one of those things. I never, no, I'm not that kind of person. Like I'm not that headlight, need my name everywhere. But
In a way, it's guidance. I just had a couple open houses, and honestly, so on my directionals has my face, and then on my for sale signs has my face. And a guy came up and he's like, "Hey, just wanted to ask a little bit about the property." He said, "I'm Hilary." He goes, "I know." He's like, "I saw your face," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
that happened to me.
But it
That
makes
happened to me.
sense, then you know who you're going to. You have a slight introduction. They know where they're going.
See, when I first got into real estate, I was with Coldwell Banker, and they would give you leads. They gave you about 20 leads a year. Most of them had an email address and no phone number, but they wouldn't give you more than that until you closed them. They wanted to see your conversion ratio. Really hard to have a high conversion ratio when you have a half-assed lead. However, I started doing videos, and I would send them out every Friday, and it would just different videos, like 30 seconds to a minute, about the closing process, about what's needed. But that is what happened. I went and met with a lead. I didn't have her phone number. I had never spoken to her. She emailed me back. And when I got there, I was like, "Hey, I'm Jennifer." She's like, "Oh, I know." but it was excellent. So I do think, but see, a video email is easy for me. A big billboard and that's not so easy, but I'm conquering that. Yeah, and other people do really well with like their branding on their cars. Do y'all do that?
yeah.
No, and the only reason I don't, because I've thought about it, is in all honesty, you go to a listing presentation, you don't want people knowing you're there for that
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, and I've had clients to say, "Hey, if
We
you got
want
a
a
branded
little,
car."
yeah, you want a little incognito. I mean, we can't, especially out on dirt road or, a specific neighborhood, our car shows up. People already know my car.
Yeah.
Rhode Island's pretty much a big town. Let's just not make it totally known that I'm about
Yeah,
to list
that's right.
this
Well, and I
property.
would tell you the other thing is I'm a pretty aggressive driver, and I'm
Oh,
flipping
I'm
people off
very,
all
very
the time.
aggressive.
So like,
I'm very aggressive. I'm like an LA driver in Knoxville.
yeah,
So we don't
New York
want my
driver.
neighborhood.
and then they're like, yeah, I would be called in. That's Jennifer Bullock again.
Pulled over by the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, one thing too, now that I'm going to double up on the fanny packs, a lot of the sports bars and local restaurants gave me gift cards. So some of them are going to have prizes in it. And I'm
Ah,
going to have a t-shirt with all the sponsored logos on it. So they have to come seek me, find me, get a fanny pack, see if there's a prize in there. And it's just
awesome.
more fun
And
things.
get
And
a
I was like,
t-shirt. Are you getting a t-shirt
yeah,
you said too? And get like you should talk to Nimesh. I've tried to talk to him about have you ever gotten one of his t-shirts? They're super
no.
comfortable. Holy cow. I told him I sleep in his t-shirts. I have like 2 or 3 of them. I sleep in them every single night. Like, get a comfortable one, Aimee. Don't spend a little bit more money. Get a comfortable one because the ones that are not, I never use.
Yeah, they're like very stiff and starchy. I know what you mean.
Yes, exactly. And then I also want from you, Aimee, a list of who you get like the fanny pack from and like
Oh,
your
like
people.
links.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you right now, they're cheapy cheap. They're Amazon, like, but the actual branding and it does the work and the job. I'll get them all to you guys.
I want it. I'm sure
Got you.
everybody on here, all these people, we've got a lot
Perfect.
of fan base over here, all asking for it. So that would be super helpful too. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
So in
ladies.
yeah, so in wrapping up, Aimee, you feel like it's very beneficial.
Yes, I think that you have to, like Hillary said, just the relationship and having people recognize your face. One girl came up was like, "Can I take a photo with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, like
Well, that might be because you
absolutely."
have like 27,000
You
followers.
become you become a local celebrity for what we do. I mean, it's like we're constantly all over the place, and you're doing a good service for everyone involved
Yeah,
too.
right.
So
You're giving back. That's awesome. And then you just have to figure out how to follow up with them. That's always my biggest thing is how to like to remember to follow up. Are you taking like a clipboard and like the person that asked you about their backyard and what they needed to do or wanted to show you around because they wanted to sell and downsize? Are you like
Yes.
taking notes on that?
Yes. So ideally, I have a thank you card. They all say thanks for participating. They have a QR code that says, here's the event page and invite your friends, post your for sale items in there. Here's a $5 gift card
Mhm.
to Starbucks as a thank you. And then when I have a thank you card post event, it has a QR code to the next event, the next yard sale.
I love
Hey,
it.
if you really love this event, share it. And it goes to my Yelp, no, my Google business page, and they can leave
Mhm.
a 5-star review. And it goes to the next yard sale. Like, what are we doing next? Then it should say something personal. Thank you so much for inviting me in your house. Loved what you did with the pool. Loved your man cave. Like all these features. Loved meeting your daughter. Oh, her daughter's name is Allison. This, some people participate and some people don't. Like, hey, so sorry we missed you. I hope you became a shopper that day. Would
Mm.
love to make sure you're part of it next year. If
Yeah.
I could help be that point of reference, resource, just keep reminding them I'm a realtor. I've helped sell some of your neighbors' homes. What can I do for you? But it's true, like it's hard for us to go to someone without having to provide something. I feel like it's hard for me to come empty-handed. Like I need to have a donut, a cookie, a list of references, but if you can
A
just
fanny pack
come,
with gift
a
cards.
fanny pack.
That's
If you
how
can
I
just,
always felt in the beginning too, is like
yes.
it's so hard to knock on a door without having something to say, come to my open house, come to this, can I provide something for you? So you're doing all the right things.
That's right. Amy, how long have you been in business?
Oh God, 3 years, like not
That's
that
good.
long.
That's good.
Maybe.
And then what's your product? You don't have to tell me, but if you want to tell me, what's your production yearly?
Listen, I would love to be in the thing with you guys. 1 year, it's going to happen. Production, I am currently year to date. I believe I'm at 8 million.
That's
So
awesome.
not
As
bad.
an independent agent, that's kind of kick ass 3 years in at 8 million year to date. I
That's
think that's
awesome.
Yes, I would.
fabulous.
You're halfway.
I
I would
think
love a
that's
team.
fabulous.
I would love to be at your guys' level, but I know that our journey all looks different, and
You know what? It depends on what
I
you
got to
want
pay
in
all my
life.
dues, and it's going to come.
Oh, 100%. What I've been doing is 17 years. And I look to agents like you and I'm learning so much. I mean, there's so many things. I think you find what you're good at and do it, but so many things that you could do. And I'm always love to learn and I love to learn by you ladies. So thank
Oh,
you.
well,
Likewise.
you provided so
Likewise.
much. I have like a list of things now. So,
Well, anytime I'm an open book. I love to share. I love to share successes and failures and things I'm trying to do and problems I'm having and how I solve certain issues. So just let me know.
yes, you guys are great. Oh, so many people. Hello.
Yes, I know we've got a lot of people on tonight. So thank you,
Yeah.
girls.
Well,
And
thank you for having us on all of this too.
yeah, absolutely, Hilary. It's always good seeing you. You're always bright and smiley with tons of information and just killing it. What's your production, Amy? I'm Amy. Good Lord. I'm sorry, Hilary.
This year I've done actually a lot of focus on the brokerage. I
Yeah.
am
Well,
pivoting, so it's not at 8 at this moment. However, that was normally where I'd be roughly. I'm
yeah.
probably at about 6 at the
Yeah.
moment. I've got 3 properties I just listed this week.
Nice.
So once, we get things moving, one under contract last night and closing one tomorrow.
Kick
Um,
ass.
yeah, so like I've pivoted more about like marketing and branding.
Well, because you've got the brokerage. How's that?
Pardon
How's
me?
that going with the brokerage? Is that hard?
I'm literally like revamping everything I do, every single thing. I think the
But
biggest thing is providing value and knowing that what I was thinking as an agent and what I would want from my broker, I'm kind of saying, how can I do that? I'm doing more longer nights of providing guides and references and papers. And how can I make a value to my clients and my agents? And how can I make their lives easier? What did I want as an agent? So somehow I am like getting a lot of business at the moment, but I also know that my focus is also the brokerage still. So
if you,
I'm in the beginning
I
phases.
have a lot of people have been asking me lately about, because I do have a good onboarding. I mean, it's based for here, but people are tweaking it. Like, blah, 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 my mind, why did my mind just, Shelby Strickland, cannot believe my mind just went blank, asked me for it, and Jessica for, and I'm tired. I'm sorry. Jessica in Virginia asked me for it too. So if there's, I mean, I do have, because I don't have my own brokerage, but I do have a large team and I've been doing it a long time. And I'm always trying to provide exactly the same thing, right? Trying to provide value to the team as well. So I have a lot of stuff if you want it.
Awesome. Amazing.
I love it. And Hilary,
Training
like your
guide, I mean, I've
social
got
media.
training manuals. What?
No, I was just say Hillary's marketing and social media, like the videos have been amazing.
I copied
I've
her video.
seen, yeah, I've seen Hillary's like listing presentation in person when she presented it. I know she puts a lot into all the revamping and the marketing in Canva, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's
Just
awesome.
trying to honestly, and if I can give it, I think a lot of people in my area gatekeep, and even when you're in their brokerage and on their team, they're still gatekeeping the whole thing. That's what I keep coming into contact with when I talk to an agent, is like, you know, they don't even know how to do dot loop.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to, when they get the contract, they don't even know what the details of the contract are. So I'm trying to flip it on its head, upside down, and say, we're erasing the old rules, because I want to provide value more than anything to these people.
Yeah.
And I know that's what they're looking for too. But I'm busy to the point where a week and a half ago, I hired an assistant, and I have never been busier. So
That's
I'm
good.
getting there. It was very, very quiet in the coastal Rhode Island the last couple of months. And I bumped into a few agents today, and they all said the same thing. So I'm like, it's not just me.
Yeah, I was dead first quarter. I'm slammed now, but dead first quarter. But I do have training manuals. I mean, it is based on our systems and stuff. But there might be things that you could tweak and
Love
use.
that. Yeah.
It's taken me a long time to, I keep every year redoing it.
My branding is kind of I've tried to make all of my branding very similar, and I have more, but these are just the ones in front of me. I just picked up like the buyer representation. I did it more where it says, you know, welcome home. Before you start signing stuff, I want to make it where you at least understand what you're signing, you know, and then here's the contract.
Yes.
So it's not just, hey, by the way, you owe me money, sign on the dotted line.
Oh, no. Yeah.
What value do I provide?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, I love it. It looks good. It looks beautiful. And you're making headway. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Well,
I appreciate y'all and coming in with me on Monday.
Yeah. Monday dinner.
Monday dinner. Yes.
Monday dinner. We got fed with lots of information.
Yes, absolutely. And I appreciate y'all. And I love the fact that I love to share. And Aimee, send me everything that you have.
Okay, and you send me yours too.
I will. I will. I'll
Both of you.
send you everything I have. I'll send both of you everything that I have. And if I've got tons, so so just let me know. Awesome. I appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this, and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
And I'll tune in next week.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye.